In this lesson, we shall solve this problem in front of us. Lynn is 5 years younger than Tom. In 6 years, Lynn will be 3/4 as old. How old is Lynn now? We have this question in front of us and we need to solve it step by step. And we begin as follows in an attempt to get to the answer here, but very, very diligently, but in a very pedantic manner. We begin as follows. Right, if we say indeed Lynn is 5 years younger than Tom, in 6 years, Lynn will be 3/4 as old. How old is Lynn now? Now we let L be equal to Lynn's age. Let L be Lynn's age. T be equal to Tom's age. Right, so T equals Tom's age. Now, Lynn is 5 years younger than Tom. So we are comparing the years, the ages of Lynn and Tom. But we are told that indeed Lynn is younger than Tom. So in other words, we know very well that the age of Lynn is smaller than that of Tom because Lynn is younger. But Lynn is 5 years younger, is 5 years smaller, and therefore, if we add 5 here, it will affect an equality. If we just increase the age of Lynn by 5, then we have equality. We have an equality. Okay, this is the case. So we have an equality. And this produces for us a mathematical equation. Right, it produces a mathematical equation. Let us call this the first equation for us. Okay, next. In 6 years, Lynn will be 3/4 as old. So we're dealing with Lynn and Tom. But we are saying in 6 years. So we actually add 6 to each of these so that we push the ages of these 6 years ahead. Right, so we add 6 to Lynn, but we also add 6 to Tom. So in 6 years, Lynn will be 3/4 as old. So now we are performing a comparison between Lynn and Tom's ages. And now we are then saying, okay, in 6 years with 6 added to each of the ages, Lynn will be 3/4 as old. And therefore we understand that indeed here, what we are having is that Lynn, we started with Lynn being the younger one. And therefore, if it's going to be 3/4 as old as Tom will be in 6 years. So if this is the case, we call this one here the second equation. So what you can do, you can put 1 into 2. And if you do, you have Lynn's age plus 6, which is 3/4. The T is L plus 5 plus 6, which is L plus 6, 3/4, which is L plus 11. You cross multiply, you have 4 by L, which is 4L, 24, 3L, 33. Giving us 4L minus 3L is equal to 33 minus 24. So we have 4L minus 3L, which is equal to 33 minus 24. 4L minus 3L gives us L, and this is exactly equal to 9. So obviously we're then saying, right, in this case, how old is Lynn now, it means therefore Lynn's age is exactly 9. Hence, Lynn is L equals 9 years old. So Lynn is 9 years old. Now let's think with me. How old is the other one? Tom. How old is Tom? So we need to get the equation for Tom. Right, Tom is this one. L plus 5 is Tom. So in other words, Tom is the older one. So in other words, you can write it like Tom's age is the younger one's age, Lynn plus 5, making Tom older. And therefore, it's 9 plus 5, and the result is 14 years. 14 years. 14 years. Right, so Tom is 14 years. 14 years old now, and this one is 9 years old. Okay. And so now, is this correct? We need to analyze this. Does this make sense or not? Okay. If we then say Lynn is 9 and Tom is 14, who is older, who is younger? It is true that Lynn is L is smaller than Tom's age because 9 is smaller than 14. So indeed it is true that Lynn is younger. Lynn is younger than Tom, okay, because 9 is smaller than 14 arithmetically. I mean, this is true on the real number line. Okay, so we note that. But I mean, if we look at these carefully, in 6 years, Lynn will be 3/4 as old. So let's analyze that part. In 6 years, so you take the 9, you add 6. You take the 14, you add 6. Okay, want to see an equality here. And so what exactly do we get from this? What exactly do we get from this? 9 plus 6 is what? Is 15. Is equal to 20. 15 is equal to 20. So now, what do we do here, and where do we actually, how can we affect inequality? So if we are to then say, of course, we want these to be equal and want these to be equal, can put that there. So if you have 15, right, you have 15 and you have 3/4 of 20. What is the answer? What is the answer? Okay, let's play with it over here. It's okay. We play with it over there. We take Lynn's age 9, we add 6. 14, we add 6. Now, of course, we want them to be equal. And then we have 15. And then we have 20. And then we have 15. 3/4 is 20. Okay, 3/4, and then obviously you multiply, you divide. 20 by 4, you get what? A 5. 5 by 3 is 15. Indeed, it is true, therefore, that 15 equals 15. So it is therefore true that Lynn is actually exactly 9 years old, and Tom, right, Tom is exactly 14 years old at the moment. Okay, and so we have solved this problem step by step, and it makes sense, of course. And we thank you for your attention. Until next time, take care and goodbye to you.